Welcome to Bedtime Stories Factory, where from thought to tale, imagination sails. Be a part of our family, subscribe today.
Greetings, little adventurers. Tonight, we embark on a serene journey through the Enchanted Forest. Imagine a place where the gentle breeze whispers lullabies and the moonlight dances across the lush greenery. As the sun sets and the night embraces the forest, our animal friends are ready to rest. Meet Oliver the owl, the wise guardian of the Enchanted Forest. Oliver has spent his day soaring high above the trees, watching over his woodland friends. As the stars begin to twinkle, Oliver finds his favorite branch in the ancient oak tree. His large, round eyes glisten as he hoots a gentle lullaby to the forest below. Picture the tranquility as Oliver tucks his wings and settles down, the soft rustling of leaves creating a soothing symphony. Good night, little owl, good night. Bella the bunny was an adorable rabbit who lived in a lush green meadow. Every morning, Bella would wake up with the first ray of sunlight, her big brown eyes sparkling with excitement for the day ahead. She loved hopping gracefully through the meadow, her long ears flopping with each joyful leap. Today, like every other day, Bella spent her time gathering sweet clover, one of her favorite treats. She nibbled on the fresh, juicy clover, savoring its sweet taste. After her breakfast, Bella met up with her friends for a game of hide and seek. The meadow was the perfect playground with its tall grass, colorful flowers, and towering trees. Bella was exceptionally good at hide and seek. Her soft brown fur blended seamlessly with the surroundings. Her friends, Timmy the turtle and Daisy the deer, were always amazed at how quickly she could disappear from sight. The day flew by in a flurry of fun and laughter. As the sun began to set, Bella decided it was time to find a cozy spot to rest. The meadow transformed under the golden light of the setting sun, with shadows stretching and the air cooling. Bella found the perfect place beneath a flowering bush. The flowers were in full bloom, their petals velvety and fragrant. As the moonlight bathed the meadow, Bella snuggled into her new burrow. The gentle hum of the night surrounded her, the whisper of the wind through the grass, the distant hoot of an owl, and the soft rustling of leaves. Bella's soft fur blended perfectly with the velvety petals of the flowers, creating a snug, warm nest. She felt safe and content. Good night, little bunny, she whispered to herself as her eyes slowly closed. Good night. Timmy the turtle, the steady and wise traveler of the forest, had a day filled with wonderful adventures. He wandered along the babbling brook, listening to the joyful songs of the water. The lush green leaves tempted him with their fresh, crunchy taste, and Timmy munched on them happily. Each leaf seemed tastier than the last, and he savored every bite. As the sun began to dip behind the trees, the forest started to change. The warm golden light turned into a soft, dusky gray. Tiny fireflies began to blink, their lights twinkling like stars among the leaves. Timmy knew it was time to find a resting spot for the night. He slowly made his way to the edge of the brook, where the water whispered quietly. He found a cozy patch of grass right by the water's edge. The gentle flowing stream sang a sweet lullaby, and the cool night air wrapped around him like a comforting blanket. Timmy took one last look at the glistening brook. He felt so peaceful as he slowly retreated into his shell. His heart was full from the day's adventures, and his mind was calm, nurtured by the sounds of the forest at night. The stream's soft music carried him into a dreamy sleep. Good night, little turtle, good night, and may your dreams be as beautiful as your day. Look up high and you'll see Rosie the raccoon, the curious climber of the forest. Rosie has spent her day foraging for berries and splashing in the creek. As the stars twinkle above, Rosie climbs to her favorite branch, high in the canopy. Imagine the quiet rustle of leaves as Rosie curls up, her striped tail wrapped snugly around her. Good night, little raccoon, good night. Bounding through the underbrush is Freddie the fox, the playful and clever friend of the forest. Freddie has spent his day chasing butterflies and exploring hidden trails. As the night settles in, Freddie finds a soft patch of moss to rest. Picture the gentle rustle of the forest as Freddie curls up, his red fur blending with the earthy tones. Good night, little fox, good night. By the moonlit glade stands Grace the deer, the elegant and gentle presence of the forest. Grace has spent her day grazing on tender shoots and leaping gracefully through the meadow. As the moon's glow illuminates the glade, Grace finds a quiet spot to lie down. Imagine the serene beauty as Grace lowers her head, the gentle whisper of the night enveloping her. Good night, little dear, good night. Scurrying through the undergrowth is Milo the mouse, the tiny yet brave explorer of the forest. Milo has spent his day gathering seeds and darting between the shadows. As the stars reflect in the forest floor, Milo finds a snug burrow beneath a tree root. Picture the cozy warmth as Milo curls up, the earthy scent of the forest filling his dreams. Good night, little mouse, good night. In the heart of the whispering woods lived Sophie the squirrel, the most agile and lively acrobat of the forest. With her soft, bushy tail and twinkling eyes, Sophie had a special knack for making friends and finding fun in every corner of her leafy playground. Each day, like a well-choreographed dance, Sophie leaped from branch to branch, her movements a blur of grace and precision. Today was no different. The sun painted the sky with hues of pink and gold as Sophie darted through the tree canopies. She was on a mission to collect the best acorns hidden within the folds of the forest. On her way, she greeted every bird, squirrel, and critter with a cheerful chirp. Hello, Sophie, called out Benny the bluebird. Hello, Benny, Sophie replied with a giggle. She twirled midair, catching an acorn skillfully before stuffing it into her tiny satchel. Hours flew by, and soon Sophie's satchel brimmed with acorns of every size and shape. With a satisfied sigh, she glanced at the glowing sunset. It was time to head home. Clutching her prized satchel close, she bounded towards her nest, high in the tallest oak tree. The night sky began to sparkle with starlight as Sophie snuggled into her leafy haven. The gentle sway of the branches cocooned her in a soothing embrace, while the cool night breeze whispered lullabies through the rustling leaves. Sophie let out a contented yawn, her eyelids growing heavy. Good night, little squirrel, the forest seemed to sing. Good night, Sophie. Sweet dreams. And with that, Sophie the squirrel drifted off to sleep, dreaming of new adventures and sunlit days in the whispering woods. As the sun bids farewell and the night embraces the enchanted forest, our little friends begin to fall asleep one by one. And you, dear little adventurer, have done a wonderful job helping our friends find their rest. So as we journey through the enchanted forest, it's your turn to close your eyes. Feel the gentle sway of the forest breeze and let the dreams of magical adventures carry you into a world of sweet slumber. Good night, little adventurer. May your dreams be as vast and peaceful as the enchanted forest itself.